And it looks like Pakistan is all set to pull out of Asia Cup 2025. Reports suggesting that today's match, which was slated to take place between Pakistan and the UAE, will not be happening. The Pakistan Cricket Board will be holding a press conference shortly. The Pakistan team has been told not to turn up at the stadium. They reportedly going to stay in their hotel. Those are images on the left of your screens that show the bus waiting, but they haven't moved from the hotel. And why? Because remember of the handshake that didn't happen between India and Pakistan. So PCB is still crying over that. They're still sulking over the fact that their handshake didn't happen and there was no action taken against the match referee, Andy Pycroft. Now it turns out that it was the same referee for the Pakistan versus UAE match, which is why this action now is being taken by Pakistan, by the PCB, where they've decided they're not going to be a part of today's match. There's a possibility they'll pull out of the Asia Cup as well. Nikhil Naz is joining us with more details on this. Nikhil, Pakistan sulking over no handshake, so much so that they could just pull out of the Asia Cup. We understand they're not going to be a part of today's match.
That's right, Akshita, and that's the big breaking news at the moment. Now, remember, we are less than 2 hours to go for that first ball to be bowled in the game between UAE and Pakistan. And typically, international team leaves for the ground about 2.5 hours before the game is to start. They reach well in advance, about hour and a half before the games to start, do their warm-ups. And the Pakistan team bus, I've been tracking them, has been parked outside their team hotel for the last 3 hours.
Yeah,
Ideally, they should have left about 45 minutes ago if they were going according to the norm as we've seen most teams do it. They should have left 45 minutes ago. They've not. What the latest development is that the team bus was earlier parked in a position where the players could have gotten in and left. Now it's been parked on the side of that hotel, which means to say that they have kind of been told that the team is not leaving at the moment. What I'm picking up right now from my sources is that the players till this morning were told by the Pakistan Cricket Board that be on standby, we are playing this game. However, when the bus arrived, they were told that wait, we'll give you a green signal and then you get inside the bus. The entire kit bags of the team was brought down, that was put inside the bus, and the bus was ready to leave as is the norm. But it's been more than 45 minutes. They've not left. The bus now has been parked on the side, which is a signal that they might not be leaving. What I'm also getting to hear is that there might be a press conference by Mohsin Naqvi, who's also the Interior Minister of Pakistan. He's also the head of the PCB, and that press conference will take place in Pakistan. That is when we'll get to know what has happened. But let me give you a bit of a background. For the last 2-3 hours or so, there's been hectic negotiations on between the ICC, the Asian Cricket Council and the PCB. The demand that PCB had, as we had mentioned earlier as well, that remove Andy Pycroft, the match referee, because he failed to do his duty, one, of not informing the Pakistan team well in advance that there will be no handshake at the toss. That's their first grievance. And the second is that when the Indian captain in Surya Kumar Yadav came for the post-match press conference, he made two political references. One, dedicating the win to the Indian Army, and then when he went for another press conference after that, which was an official press conference, he made a reference to Operation Sindoor and said that we dedicate our win to the Indian Armed Forces for the successful completion of Operation Sindoor. Now, technically, ICC does not allow any political references to be made in any platform that is an official platform. What PCB is saying that based on this, based on the rule book, the match referee is the one who's supposed to take action, and he failed to do that. So what they're demanding at the moment is first an action be taken against the Indian captain for flouting the rules, and secondly, they're demanding an apology of Andy Pycroft. I'm also learning that there was a compromise formula that was arrived at where the ICC had turned down the demand of removing Andy Pycroft as match referee for the tournament. However, what they were ready to do was that for this particular game, UAE-Pakistan game, they were going to have a different match referee in Richie Richardson. Remember, there are 2 match referees in each tournament, and it's not unusual to shuffle the match referees. So they said, okay, maybe Andy Pycroft was a match referee here. That's fine, we can shuffle it. The other match referee can take over. But that is something that the Pakistan Cricket Board was not happy with. They also demanded an apology and asked for some action to be taken against Surya Kumar Yadav based on the ICC rule book.
Well, that's simply bizarre because, you've got a compromise formula that's been reached. You'd think Pakistan would grab that, considering the demands they put forth. And let's be very clear here, Nikhil, that if Pakistan takes this kind of a stand, all which was triggered by a no handshake, essentially, if they take the stand, they're the ones who lose the most by not being a part of the Asia Cup.
Well, that's right. There's a lot for Pakistan to lose at the moment, Akshita. I'll give you a couple of instances. I spoke to some people that are associated with the PCB, and on a condition of anonymity, even they feel that at the moment, Pakistan has tried to, really push the ICC. They're trying to get more than what they bargained for. The best solution for them would have been, if they're ready to shuffle the match referee, go ahead and play that game. So that's the first thing that they could have done. That's the first bit. And secondly, now you're talking about what is it that Pakistan can lose? Multiple things. The first thing that they can lose is a lot of revenue. Now, Pakistan stand to gain about somewhere close to $17 million from the Asian Cricket Council kitty, which will be about anywhere between 8 to 10% of their yearly revenue. So they stand to lose that. But most importantly, even more than that, they now stand to be sanctioned if you pull out of a tournament. Yes, you can have a grievance, you can have an issue with anything, but you have to wait and you have to continue those negotiations with the governing body. Any team that pulls out arbitrarily, as Pakistan is doing at the moment, that could risk sanction, that could even risk isolation going forward for a team like Pakistan. So this could be a misstep taken by the Pakistan Cricket Board. Obviously, that has happened in consultation with the Pakistani government.
Showing on our screens. Nikhil, I'll just request you to stay with me. What we're showing on our screen, so the extreme right there, is the Pakistani cricket team bus, expected to have left from the hotel at least 30 minutes ago. It's still waiting there outside the hotel. Clearly a sense that, the Pakistan team has been told, stay put. You're not moving to the stadium, and that's a clear enough message that right now it doesn't look like they're going to be a part of the UAE match. But is it just one match? Are they boycotting this, or is this the full tournament that they're boycotting? Inevitably, if they skip this particular match, it's endgame for the Pakistan team. So they're essentially signing off their warrant in the Asia Cup, even if they choose to just skip this one match. That's the Pakistan team bus that's waiting there. Doesn't look like anyone's boarding. Seems like at this point, there's no way the match will happen. Rajdeep Sardesai is joining us with his view, his perspective on what's really happening. Rajdeep, what do you make of this? Do you think that they're shooting themselves in the foot? Do you think Pakistan's doing that by deciding not to play this match against UAE and perhaps boycott the Asia Cup?
Well, it's extremely unfortunate, Akshita, if Pakistan decides to boycott the Asia Cup. It sends completely the wrong signals. I do believe that Pakistan overreacted to the issue of match referee. I also believe that Surya Kumar Yadav should not have used that platform to be seen to be making political statements. But for Pakistan to make that an issue on which they will boycott the Asia Cup is, I think, a disproportionate reaction, an unfortunate reaction, and a reaction which only will further divide the cricket world and particularly will make it more and more difficult, Akshita, for tournaments to be held in this part of the world with any sense of cordiality, including multilateral tournaments. In a few months from now, the World T20 is to be held in India. Now, while the India-Pakistan match there is to be held on a neutral venue like Colombo, the order of what has happened, if Pakistan chooses to boycott this match, could affect even the World T20 in some way. And let's be clear also, the Asian Cricket Council conference is headed by a Pakistani, Mohsin Naqvi, who's PCB chairman and also the interior minister of Pakistan in the cabinet of Shahbaz Sharif. On the Indian side, you've got Jai Shah, who's the head of the ICC, who's the son of Amit Shah, the home minister. So politics is all over this. This is no longer about cricket, Akshita. Let's get it clear. This is actually, in a way, politics, war minus the shooting, with cricket the unfortunate casualty and cricketers the pawns. Cricketers have been reduced to pawns in a chess game being played by these two countries. And it is extremely unfortunate that Pakistan has chosen to take this decision. Surely this could have been sorted out by Mr. Naqvi and the ICC leadership behind closed doors. But unfortunately, as I said, politics has completely hijacked the sport. And it's a very sad and unfortunate day for cricket and for genuine cricket lovers in both countries.